Now then, Hebburn Town TV, please watch, like, subscribe and share the clip. We're joined by the gaffer after a 2-0 defeat on the road to Hebburn Town. Just sum up your thoughts for that, please.
We've killed ourselves first half, I think, Ben, because it's 2 goals we concede that are, again, really poor goals to concede. And when you do that, it's an uphill battle. And I've had conversations with the boys probably 5-6 times now this year where we've had to bring ourselves out of a 2-0 scoreline, and you can't do it. You know, you're not going to win games when you're 2-0 down. So yeah, it was a tough afternoon, and you know, this is no disrespect to Hebburn whatsoever, because the setup here is fantastic and the people here are fantastic, but you know, we're as good as what they've put out there, and they've gone and won 7 on the bounce now, and they're the things that are really starting to frustrate me, because it's all right saying week in, week out, you know, we compete with works up and you know, we look good and we can mix it with the best. You know, when you're 2-0 down in the first half against a team like that, they've shut up shop and they've done it well. So second half was really good. You know, I think we've dominated the ball in the second half, but we've not been good enough in both boxes, and that's been the story today. And we end up coming away without a goal and 2 really poor ones to concede.
Yeah, you switched the wingers sort of about half an hour in. You moved Ali to the left and Nick to the right, and I thought Ali looked really dangerous on that left. But what was the thinking behind that?
Well, we just pinpointed both of their fullbacks as their weak links. That's where we thought they were weak, and we wanted to be compact defensively but expansive and go down the wings when we're on the offence. So that was the thought process. We told them at any sort of set piece that they could switch, and when Ali moved over onto this left hand side, he started to get a bit of joy. So we left him there and we let him do that. So yeah, that was the thought process through that. I mean, I think today Nick Hutton's looked outstanding. He looked really good. We've played him on both wings. We've played him in the number 10, and he looked really dangerous for us. And Dicko as well. You know, Matty Dixon's had a superb game today. He hasn't put a foot wrong, so it's difficult to take for them boys when they've played like that. But yeah, that was the thought process really, Ben, around the switch for Ali and Nick. We just told them that they could do it at will when it felt right.
You mentioned second half, we looked the better team. Ali looked dangerous, cutting in off the left. I thought Matt Broadley looked good down the right when he came on, but ultimately we just couldn't find 1 goal, never mind 2. So is that frustrating in a sense?
Well, yeah, it's majorly frustrating because you can have the ball all day long. You know, we passed the ball around really well in the second half, and like I say, I think we dominated the possession, and it felt very much like Dunstan. You know, we did something similar at Dunstan in November and dominated the ball, and we nicked one. You know, we nicked one in the last few minutes. 2-0 is an uphill battle, you know, because I'd have probably had the same game plan as their gaffer to absorb the pressure the way that they did. You know, we've had our chances. Ali's at the bar. We've had 2 or 3 that have really flashed across the box, but you know, ultimately we've not been good enough in both boxes to affect the game right.
And 2 debuts today. Obviously, you touched on Nick Hutton and his performance, and also Mackenzie Warren coming on off the bench. How do you think they both did?
Yeah, they did well. I think Nick's done very well. He looks dangerous for us. His feet are good. His vision's good. You know, so he's going to be a big player for us. Mark coming into a game like that is difficult. You know, it's difficult for half an hour to come into that game and impose yourself. You know, so he had a bit more of a difficult time. But again, looks good, got flashes of good quality, and it was the same for Jake. You know, he comes onto the pitch and it's hard to affect anything at that point. So that is what it is. The damage was done first half, Ben, to be honest.
And we're going to quite a busy February, starting with Sheffield FC at home. What were our thoughts going into that?
Yeah, well, these are massive games now. You know, we've got Sheffield, we've got Long Eaton, we've got Carlton. You know, we've got some really big games, and we can't skirt around the subject anymore, that they are big games and the must-wins. You can probably look at this one and think, you know, they're 6 from 6 and it's going to be tough to come up north and get anything out of the game, but when you're in the game, I felt good. Now we go into those games and we know we're in must-win territories with some of these games now. We need to do better, and we need to affect the game better, so we need to pick them up. We need to pick them up on Tuesday, Thursday, and get them good to go next Saturday at home.
Yeah, like the gaffer said, some big games coming up at Queensgate, so please get yourself down to support the boys. Cheers, gaffer.
Cheers.